approximate model of the Prophet ﷺ's masjid. This is an approximate model of the Prophet ﷺ's masjid. If you see the member of the Prophet ﷺ, which is in the same place that it is today, right, is over there, right at the edge of the masjid. And then on this side will be the house of Aisha radiallahu anha, and then Sauda. If you notice now, the minbar has not changed, right? So you can see how small the house, the masjid was at that time. If you go to the masjid now, you see where the minbar is. Between the minbar and the house of the Prophet ﷺ is Rawda min Riyad al-Jannah. It's a garden from the gardens of paradise, and this is this area here. So you can see, there's trees also in the middle. You can see, how the approximate way that they built this masjid. If we move on, inshallah. This was initially the Qibla, then it changed to that side.
I changed Jerusalem and then changed to Mecca.
If you'd like to gather around here, please move on, move up. No, otherwise they'll kick us out.
Sure.
Come round, inshallah. If the brothers can go forward, please, on that side, so sisters can also see on this side. Come forward, please, brothers. Brothers, please come forward. Come over here. Brothers on this side, please. Come round. Yes. So this, brothers and sisters, this is the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ, an approximation around the 7th year after Hijrah. Around the 7th year after the Hijrah of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ. You can see now the Prophet ﷺ has many more wives here, so he has more houses here. The Qibla has changed to this direction, so this would have been all covered. The back of the masjid, which used to be the front of the masjid, is now the place for the people of Sufa. Who are the people of Sufa? The poor people who the Prophet ﷺ, and it was a welfare state. It was a welfare state in the sense that the poor people would live at the back of the masjid, and people would give charity, and they would be able to survive in that way. But you can see how the front, this used to be the back of the masjid, and towards this is gone now. The Qibla is in this direction, and of course Jerusalem is in that direction. If we look over there, I will just explain it from here, but if you look over there, that is an approximation of the house of the Prophet ﷺ. And you can see how humble the Prophet ﷺ was in the way that he lived. So if you just walk past and continue going to the next, don't stop there, please. If you just walk past, and you can see it here as well. An artist impression. If the brothers could go round and the sisters stay on this side. If the brothers, al-ikhwan huna wal-nisa huna, لو سمحت. If the brothers could stay on this side and the sisters on that side. If you'd like to come forward. So, this is an approximate model of how Medina was at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. These arrows here are the Tariq al-Hijrah. This is the way the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba, they made Hijrah. This is Masjid Quba over there. Right, so as you see, Mecca is on this side, Mount Uhud is north. So as the Prophet ﷺ came in towards Mecca, he stopped at Quba for 13 to 19 nights, bid'ata ashar. Right, 13 to 19 nights he stayed in this area. The masjid is in the center. It's actually quite tiny, but it's in the center. If you notice, this is the black rock that surrounds Medina on all sides. Okay? The only place it doesn't surround Medina is that northwestern side. That is during the Battle of the Trenches. Inshallah, we're going to talk about that one day, if we have time. That is where they built the trenches. You can see a kind of line. Over here, this is where they built the trenches. Uhud is over there. Mount Uhud is there. You can see that there were lots of castles. There were lots of little castles. And this shows, even though the Prophet ﷺ was the head of the Arabian Peninsula, he still chose to live in a house like that, like what we saw. Even though the Prophet ﷺ was the head of the Arabian Peninsula, undisputed at the end of his life, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, yet he chose to live a very small and humble life. Okay, so these are the kind of, this is a little model of Medina. And you can see there's not that many houses, maybe a few hundred houses. And this is how Islam began, in such a small city, tiny city. And this shows, brothers and sisters, the importance that when you want to do something, when you want to change people's lives, don't try and change the whole world overnight, but change one person at a time, one family, one community at a time. And look how now, from a small community like this, Muslims are more than 1.6 billion around the world. SubhanAllah. We move on, inshallah. If we go around the back.
غزوة بدر غزوة بدر ولا نقشة.
So, this is the very place where the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba, they actually camped in Badr. This is the nearer side, right? This is the nearer side of the valley. This is actually mentioned in the Quran, this area. This is how Badr looks now. Okay, there's a little masjid there. We're actually going to pass Badr on the way to Yambo, but unfortunately it's so dark you can't see anything. It's a tiny little kind of area now. You can see it here. And this is the furthest part of the valley of Badr, and this is where the Quraysh, they were on the furthest part, and the Muslims were on the nearest part. And this is where the actual battle took place, right next to Masjid al-Arish. Arish is the new masjid. At the north of Medina. So, if you come closer, brothers and sisters, many of us, we only know maybe 2 or 3 battles of the Prophet ﷺ. But if we ask people about all the football scores, they know all the football scores. They know the names of the teams. They know everything about them. But we don't know the battles of the Prophet ﷺ. You see here, is mentioned 27 different battles, just mentioned here, that the Prophet ﷺ went through. Many of us, we only know about Badr and Uhud. Maybe if some people might know Banu Mustaliq, some people might know, some of the various battles, but most people, they only know about these. Or they might know Khandaq. But subhanAllah, it's so important to pick up a book on Seerah and learn about the Prophet ﷺ's life. ثلاثة من كنا فيه وجد حلاوة الإيمان. The Prophet ﷺ said there are three people. Whoever finds three things, that whoever finds them in his heart, he will taste the sweetness of Iman. The first thing he mentioned, أن يكون الله ورسوله أحب إليه مما سواهما. That Allah and His Messenger ﷺ are more beloved to him than his own selves. How many of us know about the wives of the Prophet ﷺ, their names? But we know about the affairs of Hollywood and Bollywood and Lollywood and everything else. We know about, how many of us know the various steps? Even the Ashara Mubashara, the 10 of the Sahaba who are guaranteed paradise. How many of us even know their names? Forget about whether you know their histories or their biographies. How many even know their names? Most Muslims, they don't even know the names of these people. But yet we can list the football teams, we can list the substitutes, other teams, everything, but we don't even know the people who are guaranteed to be in Jannah. Do we not want to be with those people? Yes or no? Yes. So we should pick up a book on Seerah. The best book that I find is 3 volumes. It's in English, it's been translated. It's called The Life of the Noble Prophet ﷺ, or something like this. But it's by a scholar called S.A.W. What's his name? S.A.W. Go to the bookstore and make sure you purchase this here, because it's a lot cheaper here than it is in the UK. 3 volumes. It's a really amazing read. And I challenge you to read that from cover to cover without shedding tears. You'll never be able to do that. I challenge you to read that cover to cover without shedding tears. The Sheikh has made a beautiful, attempt at trying to summarize the Seerah, and then he brings beautiful morals and lessons from the Seerah that we can apply in our lives. So we move on, inshallah. Bookshops, I don't know. Any bookshops, S.A.W. Do come in, inshallah, brothers and sisters. Come closer, please. You can come on this side also. I'm going to move that way anyway, so. Come round, inshallah. We talk about the generosity of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiyallahu anhu said, some people from among the Ansar, they asked the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for something, and he gave it to them. They again asked him for more, and he again gave them what they requested. He kept giving them what they asked for until he had nothing left. Then he said, if I have anything that I can give you, I will not withhold it from you. Whoever abstains from asking others, Allah will make him content. Whoever tries to make himself self-sufficient, Allah will make him self-sufficient. Whoever tries to be patient, Allah will grant him patience. And no one is ever given a blessing better and greater than patience. This shows the Prophet ﷺ himself was kind, generous. Jabir ibn Abdullah radiallahu anhu says, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أجود الناس. The Prophet ﷺ was the most generous of people. So we should embody this characteristic of generosity inside of us. When we see poor people outside, we should not think, I'm doing them a favor. No. We we should say, thank you for taking my money. Because these people, they will benefit from this money for 1 day, 2 days, 10 days, 1 month, 1 year. But you will benefit from what you've given them in the akhirah forever. So we should thank them for taking money from us and, for begging from us. It is a benefit for us more than it is for them. If we look, the Prophet ﷺ had, and I want you to listen to this carefully, because we do this day in and night. The Messenger of Allah ﷺ hardly ever mentioned something about a person which he disliked in his presence. The Prophet ﷺ did not like talking about people. SubhanAllah, with us, any small little, nooks, any small bit of deficiency, we immediately try and speak about it and backbite and give our bad deeds, take their bad deeds and give our good deeds reward to them. But the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, if you want to be like him, you have to hold your tongue. Here's another example. The Prophet ﷺ once brought an old, feeble camel from Jabir radiallahu anhu during a journey from 1 ounce of gold. When Jabir later went to claim the price of the camel, so he bought the camel from Jabir radiallahu anhu. Then Jabir was going to collect the money from the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ gave him not only the price of the camel, but he gave him also the camel back. He gave him the camel back. So he gave him the price, and then he gave him the camel back. This was the generosity of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, about his Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiallahu anhu said, whenever the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam deputed any of his companions on a certain mission, meaning whenever the Prophet ﷺ had told a companion to take the people on a mission, on a ghazwa, on a battle, or anything like this, or on a journey, he said, "Bashiru wa la tunaffiru." Cheer people up, give them good news, and don't make them turn away from righteous deeds. Don't keep on giving them bad news, moaning, complaining, etc. Give them good news. Make people happy. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, وَيَسِّرُوا وَلَا تُعَسِّرُوا. Make things easy for them and don't make things difficult. Don't make things difficult. So this is a lesson when we're teaching others, whether it's our children, whether it's other people coming to the deen, etc. We shouldn't be harsh with them. We should make things easy for them as much as we can, as long as it's within the limits of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Jarir ibn Abdullah, he says, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam never prevented me from entering his house, of course after seeking permission, since I embraced Islam. And whenever he saw me, he would smile at me. This is an action point for all of us. That let us try to be people who smile a lot. Not people who are always frowning. Every time you see some people, they're always frowning. They're always upset. They're always complaining. They're always negative. Here when we look at the character of the Prophet ﷺ, he was always smiling. He was always charitable. He also said, the smile is a charity. So we should always be good people who smile and give good, make other people feel good about themselves instead of always being, negative and frowning, etc. We see here some of the merits of the various Khalifas. So it actually starts on the right. But if you come closer, please, so other people can go past. The Prophet ﷺ said, were I to take from all of mankind a close friend, a Khalil, I would choose Abu Bakr. But Ar-Rahman has, basically, I am Khalilur Rahman. I have chosen Allah Ar-Rahman as my Khalil, my close friend. So this shows an indication that the Prophet ﷺ, the closest person to him, was Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu after his wife. Here, as Umar radiallahu anhu, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam once said to Umar, by him in whose hands my life is, whenever shaitan sees you taking a certain path, he follows a path other than your path. When Umar walks down one street, the shaitan, he runs away and he goes on another street. This is Al-Faruq radiallahu anhu. Excuse me. Uthman radiallahu anhu. The Prophet ﷺ said about him, should I not be shy in front of a man that even the angels are shy of him? Are shy in front of him. Even the angels are shy of Uthman radiallahu anhu. As for Ali radiallahu anhu, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam once said to him, will you not please that you are to me like Harun was to Musa alayhi salam? Because they were related, they were cousins, and he was also the son-in-law of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So you see the Khulafa al-Rashidin, the four rightly guided Khalifas after the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam spoke highly of every single one of them. So what about those people who cursed them? What about those people who said that they are not Muslim, wal-'iyadhu billah? These are the closest companions to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Here, in this narration here on this side, on your right, it says that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, whenever a calamity befalls any of you, just remember the calamity of my death, and that will certainly serve as a consolation to you for your own calamity. Whenever you go through hardships, think about how the Sahaba felt when the Prophet ﷺ left this world, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. If we move on, because we're going to be talking about the death of the Prophet ﷺ in a lot more detail tomorrow, so we're just going to quickly go around here.
At what p.m.? At what time?
Not here actually, in the hotel with the group. Millennium Tayyiba. I'm not sure the time.